and welcome back to another episode of OHKO, a Pokemon VGC podcast. Joe Brown has important work things to do, so we had to get 3 people to replace him for today. We are joined here by Justin Tang, Joseph Ugarte, and Marcus Dion. I almost just called you Marcus Strider instead. My bad. My brain's doing a little there, but we'll start off with you, Marcus. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's a chill night so far. Excited to talk some Pokemon with you guys.
All the Pokemon, Justin Tang, reoccurring guest. You're a friend of the pod. How are you doing to this fine Wednesday evening?
Doing fine. Did a lot of coaching and signed up for Orlando. That's cool. So a lot of Pokemon going on. I'm ready to talk about more Pokemon. So yeah.
So much Pokemon. We'll talk about Orlando as well. Joe, is your basketball game done or?
Yeah, no, it's wrapped up. I think I am safe to say I'm destroying Keanu right now in fantasy, so that's all that matters. Yeah, also too, I was gonna say it takes 3 of us to mimic a fraction of Joe Brown's power on this podcast. So
he's too strong.
Yep.
Wrong. Well, I definitely appreciate you 3 joining me. We'll start with Orlando first. We'll talk about Orlando because registration went up today. I registered as well. I'm going to be competing, which is going to be fun. Everybody's here, signed up. Everyone's attending.
Yeah, I signed up late. He was like, "Oh, am I gonna miss it?" And I was like, "Oh wait, it's Florida. They have like 1 billion seats, so it's okay."
It's also like on Easter, and I feel like no one knows the format, so everyone's kind of hesitant on getting up into it,
Everyone's forgetting that the refund policy improved this year. One of the things that actually improved about Arcanine. So, yeah, the ability to actually refund the registration was pretty major contributing factor to why I'm actually registered for this tournament. Because if it's not champions, I am not playing.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of in the discussion too, because it's maybe people not signing up because we don't quite know the format. But if we are kind of anticipating that maybe, just maybe, that this is champions, I kind of expected maybe it would sell it a smidge faster because of that potential, right? But Marcus, you say you're just not going if it's not champions? No.
I mean, we'll see.
He's gonna be there, bro. He's gonna be there.
He's gonna
be there.
The only reason I would go if it's still Scarlet and Violet is because my girlfriend really wants to go.
Yeah, he's gonna be there, bro.
But
this guy flew to France to play in a regional. He's going.
Oh my god!
He flew to France to play in a regional with Lilligant Torkoal, bro. Lilligant Torkoal. That's the worst part.
They talk so much. You shouldn't listen to them. Just listen to me. Champions is what we want to see.
Marcus.
I'll see you in Orlando, Marcus. Maybe we can enjoy the beach in a nice drink or something.
The beach, bro. It's April, whatever.
I mean, I'm assuming by the reactions, Justin, Joe, regardless of format, you guys will be there.
It's Orlando. You gotta pull up to Orlando.
I never been to Orlando for a regional, and honestly, as long as it's not Reg F, I've had my fun Reg F. I feel like if it's not Champions, I wouldn't mind playing Reg I again. I think people are talking about that. If it's not gonna be Champions, it'd be Reg I again. And I feel like that, it wasn't it was obviously not my favorite format ever, but I think it'd be cool redemption after Worlds. Maybe
honestly, you hypocritical twin. You're saying a lot of words when you're just gonna be there anyways. So this is just.
But he never said he wasn't gonna be there. He said he was gonna be there. You're saying if it's not champions, I won't be there.
We'll see.
Yeah. That was all you, Marcus. I was
all you, bro. A lot of projection going on here,
Projection.
Oh my, this is going to be an episode, that's for sure. This is going to be an episode. I mean, the keywords I want to talk about was, as long as it's not Reg F. We're about halfway through our anticipated Regulation F rule set. As long as it's not Reg F. I feel like the sentiment is just not that great around the formats still. Is that kind of where we're at, guys?
I'm kind of chill with it, actually, at this point. I'm actually, at first I was, really, really not liking it. Then I found a team I liked, and now I'm okay with it. I don't think it's the best team, or not best team, best format ever. But I don't know. I also have fun too because me and Justin Loki have been recording content as well, and goofing around on ladder with random teams are actually really fun. So it's actually been a good time. Even making content, I think, makes it a bit more enjoyable for me because when you're making content around it, it's I don't know, you get to enjoy the format for what it is, even coaching and everything else. But I think if I had to sit down and play versus 20 Raging Bolt Balancers or 20 P2 Ursas, it might be different, but like that's never how it is
Hey,
anyways.
you're
Because
going
like
to Europe, man. You're going to
it's all
Europe,
good.
twin.
It doesn't matter, bro. Your EUIC is so big, you're gonna play like so many different players
Yeah,
from every different country.
sure.
So it's like
This
fine.
is true. I faced Bronx on last UIC and Regatta,
Okay,
so
bro.
you can face.
Calm down with that, buddy.
Dude, like I'm gonna face a
It
Bronx.
was in day 2 though, right? It was.
Yeah,
it was
he
the day
did-
2 one. Yeah.
He did too with it. Yeah, I faced.
What?
Bronx. Yeah, he did
Yeah.
too with it.
You always face the weirdest Pokemon in tournaments.
That was single restricted format too.
Do not
What is-
ask Justin what happened with Swampert, bro. Do not ask Justin what happened with Swampert.
Yeah, I do be facing some interesting Pokemon.
Positive
right?
win record against Swampert, though, right? Like,
No.
Yeah, about that.
really, right?
Yeah.
See,
Yeah,
this would be like a relatively normal thing if he played back when like Mega Evolutions were allowed and Swampert was like a little more actually viable. But no, he didn't, and he played Swampert one time, and
I mean,
he
the funny
lost.
part was like they didn't even bring it versus me, but
No,
because
but
I
he
lost to
lost.
someone
But
with
you lost to
Swampert, yeah,
You lost to
yeah,
Swampert.
yeah, of course, yep.
It's all right. It's all right, Justin. I get it, bro. I low key be losing to goofy stuff too sometimes.
Yeah, Pheasant Dippy.
Yeah, Pheasantipity at what event was that? That was Peoria. I remember. Yeah, it was Peoria. I lost to Pheasantipity. I was just sitting there. I was like, man, what happened, bro?
Like, yeah, Pheasant Dippy's a Pokemon.
This is a classic,
I
bro.
think,
It's just classic.
I think with Regulation F, like, it's good that people can find things that they enjoy about it. Like, I think especially with the two of you guys finding the ability to do and make content with a format in a goofy sense kind of lightens the load on like how seriously you're taking it or how much it might affect your opinion of the format. I don't make content. I'm like doing my best to find like a fun team to play, but this format, in my opinion, is just miserable. Like it's just not fun to play. Hence the as long as it's not Reg F.
For
Have you
me,
considered Slitherwing?
Glitterwing, yeah.
Have I
I'm
considered
just saying.
slithering? I've considered winning rounds.
Damn.
Wow.
Serious, you're gonna pick that?
Wow, you
wow.
asked to be on,
On
the
the pod?
podcast, and you're gonna drop
Wow.
that? Wow.
Wow.
All right,
That's
you're just
Yeesh.
getting cut. You're just getting cut from the final edit,
All
man.
right.
That's it.
That's insane.
All right.
I feel like I'm a little mixed on Reg F. Like
Okay.
I'm with Joe, where it's fun making content and like playing with goofy teams. And even my Toronto team, I knew it wasn't the best team ever, but I mean, I did well with it. Something I was comfortable with. Like if I could find that for UIC, like full of any comforts, it'd be fine. But again, like if I'm facing like if we're in EU, obviously I think for NA it's a lot less balanced stuff. And now the format has evolved in a way where it's back to about balanced stuff, and there's also much like P2 Ursa. And I feel like if I had to face that every single round, I'll be probably not much fun. I feel like I won't have fun. But I don't know. I feel like this format's really weird. But I say this every format. I feel like I low-key just like I like Pokemon, but I hate every format I play in. So it's like it's kind of hard for me to like give an honest opinion.
That's awesome. Dude, that's an
You
awesome
like
relationship
Pokemon
with the
then?
game you have.
Yeah. Yes, every format I'm like, dang, this thing sucks. Rig Eye, Rig Cage, what am I doing? But it's like I can do well in it. I'm like, yeah, I like Pokemon. That's all that matters. Like I can do well and have fun, but it's still not my favorite format ever. I'm like, oh wow.
I think
What was the
think
last time I truly enjoyed a format?
I think F is less fun to practice for, but like it's fine to play. But that's like I think that's a lot of formats, right?
That's what I'm saying, right?
For sure.
Like I say that every
like,
format.
yeah.
I'm like, yeah, I can play it, but oh man, I don't really like enjoy it.
Yeah, I think it's like more fun in tournament most of the time because like then you're
Mhm.
actually having the experience, you're competing, you know, you're like there's I don't know, there's more excitement with it, I guess, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
In person's always different. I feel like if I'm just like playing at home or whatever, I'm just like, it's not fun. It's not fun, but I don't know.
I mean, we had a lot of tournaments happen back to back, and that's why I brought 3 experts here to be able to chat a little bit more about kind of what we've seen and how we kind of feel tournament-wise this regulation's been shaping up so far. So give me half a second to remember how to share my screen on here. Dun, dun, dun. We'll start off with my personal favorite, Toronto. I'm not biased at all, you know, Toronto based. But this was the first look that we got at Regulation F.2.0 in terms of official events. And already it kind of was a little bit interesting with a couple of the picks that we got to see come out. We got the double Roy and Moon, of course, with Carrie's team winning. We got to talk to him last week for anyone who might have missed that episode. We also got the Ogie Dogie from Jock Clark here at third. We get to see, I mean, Tang, your Reggie Drago team. Like, for a format that I kind of chalked up to be a lot of Raging Bolt balance type stuff, we kind of saw a lot of not that starting off Regulation F, at least for Toronto top cut.
I mean, there were two Raging Bolt in top 8 of that tournament, and one of them was on a Dondozo team, and one of them was on a more aggressive team rather than a balanced team. So I think it's, or was it 3? Oh,
we got 3.
all got finals. Never mind.
Yeah, they're the well balanced. They got a
Well,
finals.
I also think that. Oh, by the way, I love the ads in the corner. By the way, it really adds to the.
Like, what am I supposed to do, right? Like, come on.
But no, I have to say, like, I think it's actually really funny because a lot of times the first tournaments will have like a lot of novelty, but then you look like 2 weeks later, like 3 weeks later, and you're like, damn, this was just missing like a completely meta team. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think like the one thing that's like very much missing from Toronto that now I think like where it like kind of misleads you a little bit if you only look at it at face value is like the P2 Ursa Torn stuff is not there.
Yep.
And like that team is everywhere right now. I mean, in Merida it did super well. Birmingham it also did like, or P2 Ursa did well. And then the last VR it got, I think, first and second, right?
Yep.
So it's pretty much everywhere, and this was like right before it exploded. It kind of reminds me a little bit of like in the first Reg F when people discovered Raging Bolt Balance like right after a certain tournament, and it exploded in usage. But it's like now just like P2 Ursa because like Raging Bolt Balance is like the older team that was already around. So
like
I think that's pretty
humans
interesting.
discovering fire for the first time, but it just keeps happening over and over again.
I mean, it's kind of funny because like Mills won EUIC last time we had Reg F with P2 Ursa, and now we're going back into EUIC, and now P2 Ursa is popping up again.
But
so it's like
I think with that, like the interesting part is that before EUIC in 2024, P2 Ursa was like on the map, but not to the degree that people were thinking it was a tournament winning team. Whereas now, I think that obviously we saw it win a tournament in 2024, like a major tournament, but we're also seeing it just kind of like everywhere at the moment. So I think people's consideration of P2 Ursa is going to be a lot higher going into this tournament than it would have been, say, EUIC 2024, right? So that's why I'm not necessarily expecting it to win, but it will do very, very well.
So what's going to win then?
Dude, I don't know.
Team. I need a team, bro.
Team?
Yeah, another thing too that I think is worth noticing is like a lot of concepts you see here I think can still be strong, but they'll definitely change or be refined. One thing I feel like that was really good at this point of the format that's like not as good is like the Flutter Harkonnen stuff. I think it's actually with the rise of P2 Ursa gotten a lot worse. There's like Mental Herbamungus everywhere nowadays, right? So I think like at the time, like the team like Dorian Kang still performed well with it, but even then it kind of under-delivered on what a lot of people were anticipating from it, right? And I think that it's something that is worth noting that like this probably was a tournament where like Flutter Harkonnen had the chance to like beat all the haters and then just kind of died, right? Like trying basically, right? Like I think it's only gotten worse since this point, in my opinion.
Like, there's a million things that are contributing to that too, but honestly, the most obvious one is that they were all super, super fat flutters, and when you have a metagame like that where fat flutter is splashed everywhere, it's only a matter of time before people just start gradually just like, oh, I'm going to go a little faster. No, I think I'm going to go a little faster. I'm going to... And then suddenly it's just like whoever has a faster flutter wins, right? So it's gotten to that point in the meta where, like, to be honest, I would not be super surprised to see a lot of people pulling up to EUIC with just, like, max speed timid on their flutter mains.
Okay, that's a bit much. Maybe
that's a
like
bit much, yeah.
Maybe like 190, 191 stat.
Faster
Sorry if there's anyone who's listening who's scared because I just mentioned your speed stat, but that's like basically like that's the fastest I usually see the stat hitting.
But that's where we're at right now. Like, what happens?
But bro, at some point, it's not worth it. Like, because like you have to live like Urshifu Surging Strikes usually on booster flutter. Like, if you just don't do that, like it's just kind of goofy. You know what I mean?
I mean, they can also start like. A lot of them are running Terra Grass too, right? So they're starting. Like, it's definitely not going to be like the common set. But what I'm saying is like it's definitely going to be a consideration for a lot of players. Is like, do we just like rip off the Band-Aid and just say let's find another way around this and make sure we're winning all of the Flutter Speed Wars?
Hey, you know what, Marcus? Good looks. You should actually bring that to UIC, bro.
Okay, I got you, man. I
Yeah.
got you.
Good luck,
I
Marcus.
got you.
Yeah. Bull Flutter is also like weird because like Harry won with max speed Rory Moon, so like all the Flutter mains were underspeeded before, so like that's also a reason why Flutter mains can go faster, and then you're playing that speed war. But I don't agree with max speed team of Flutter. I think that you just lose so much bulk on it for no reason, and you're only really viable, I guess, versus other Flutter mains in the mirror while trading the Urshifu weakness, which is not great.
Hey, man. Speak for yourself.
I mean, yeah, go pull for them. Good luck. I hope you get certain
If I'm
checks on.
playing Flutter at EUIC, just know it is max speed.
All right.
All right.
It's not Marcus.
Bet. I mean, so we get Toronto. We got a couple of things missing. We've had so many events in such a short amount of time. We get 3 regionals literally just the next weekend. The first one with Birmingham. Well, I mean, the first one, like, they didn't all happen at the same time. First one, we're going to talk about Birmingham. Stefano Greppi winning. And this is where we get to see a Raging Bolt win, but a bit of a different team. And then second place, talk about third place, we get to see Sun from Marco 5th. Like, there's a lot of other, like, things here. And then this is where we see a smidge more of, like, that P2 Ursa.
Yeah.
Instant Urshifu Rilla, boom, Raging Bolt, Instant Urshifu. Okay, I'm seeing a trend here.
Well, I
It's
mean,
like
it
a
is Europe, bro.
spike of-
Like, what do you expect? You know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like,
Yeah, Europe would tend to have more of these teams do well in their top cut compared to NA. That's kind of just like it's always been the case like that. But I think like what's interesting was like we talked about like Birmingham, but also in Merida, which was the same weekend. The rise of Ursa, like not just P2 Ursa, even Marco's team, like Ursa just popped off in all these tournaments, right? And even every single tournament, even Toronto, there was a Ursa in top cuts, not on a P2 team with Fergraf team. Like Marco had Fergraf with Ursa, right? So this was kind of the start of Ursa Luna's like dominance again back in Reg F from Birmingham here.
yeah, I think another thing that matters here too, especially with the Dondozo stuff, is I feel like that Dondozo team would actually be more threatening if people just ran like the correct item on Dozo. I mean, look, listen, I'm not like no Dozo main myself, but I don't understand why in this format you would not run Covert Cloak. It is the freest layup into balance that you could ever have with the Dondozo. And I feel like in finals when I was watching like Marcus Co play, there was like 2 things where I'm like, oh, if he just had this, he probably like won, which was 1, inner focus D Knight. I don't know why that D Knight's multi-scale. And 2, the Dondozo being like Covert Cloak, because the balance teams just completely fall apart if like they can't like fake out cycle you. And a lot of the balance teams right now are particularly disrespectful towards like priority like e-speed stuff. So I actually think like Marcus Co's team with some edits could actually be a really strong like meta call right now, especially too because you have a bunch of tools that can shut down a ton of like meta teams. I think Chi Flutter is definitely underrated in the format, especially with Suzume and Arcanine dying down a little bit. It's still good. And yeah, I think it's a team that probably has a lot of potential here. It's something I would definitely be looking out for to succeed. Even if you put like, you know what I mean, like messed around with this Dozo core, it does seem like there's a lot of unexplored realms, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Dozo actually make top 8 or top 4. Like I always think that like at the ICs is where you see like weird teams do like better, or like not weird teams, but like a little bit off of like what the norm is, and like Dozo is definitely an archetype to me that's like one of the biggest threats in my opinion, as like the sleeper teams in the format.
Joe's
Hey,
talking.
Marcus, you use this,
Joe's
bro.
talking a lot, bro. I think Joe's bringing Dozo to UIC. I think Joe's
No,
bringing Dozo.
No,
I don't know. Marcus, didn't you use this team at a local?
I
right?
did use this team at a local. It's solid.
How was it?
It's
You didn't
decent.
use multi-scale D Knight, did you?
I did.
Oh, bro,
It's
that's so
pretty good.
depressing. That's so depressing, bro.
I think it's good for different reasons, right? Like, I think that the idea, obviously, like I'm not the creator of the team. It's a different Marcus, but the idea is that your team is kind of like indexed on beating balance as it is. So having a Pokemon that maybe drops off that with the Dragonite to be useful in other matchups makes sense to me. But I'm not really. I agree. Like, if you're putting Inner Focus or Covert Cloak on the Dondozo, you completely shut down balance, right? But it's like when they have like the Wheezing already to kind of deal with those kinds of things, I think that there's wiggle room there to kind of put consideration on other sets that are not just like strictly shutting down balance.
Bro, I'm not gonna lie, that was a whole lot of nothing, bro. This guy said, he said, nah, cause like inner focus, you're already beating balance, so like you could just run multi-scale instead. Like what, bro? Like what do you mean, bro? Balance is one of the best season format. There's fake out instant on like every team that's meta right now. You have, and if it's not fake out instant, it's fake out Rilla. If you're against the size spam teams anyways, it's not like you're bringing Dragonite anyways. You're just gonna bring the Chiyu, right? Like that was just really funny to me because it's like you could consider other abilities.
Okay. If you want a specific example, right? Dragonite going up against like a Raging Bolt, for example. There's certain instances where that Dragonite wants to take the Draco Meteor without having to commit Terra, right? Or there's multitudes of examples that you could give, but I'm just saying, like, broadly, they don't need to like index every single Pokemon on that team to beat balance when the archetype already kind of does it. You know what I'm saying?
I know. I actually low-key agree with Marcus. Like, I don't usually do this, but like, I see where he's going from. like, you already have a lot of tools to beat the balance anyway. Like the Oblivious, Dondozo, even with Helmet. Like, Helmet gives you a lot of value. I think that it like in his run, like it procs a lot. It's good versus Ursh. It's good versus fake out stuff in general. And I think like even though he lost the finals, he still brought it really close. I think he also got like a little unlucky during his day. He got crit. He missed like 2 Muddy Waters, right? I feel that like he had the tools to be balanced.
It's
but
also
like,
just the team that he's playing, though, right? Like
it's also just the nature of it. Yeah. Like I feel like even with Inner Focus D-Knight, like you will still have some of those issues, right? Like dropping to like there's some like more particular hits, like the Terra, Poison, Sludge Bomb, like that was the one game. Like I think your Inner Focus with the double up, you probably die more likely than with the multi-skill. Whatever.
Wait, but didn't he get faked out on the Sludge Bomb turn?
I don't even remember what happened, but like that was just like an example, like any kind of hits, like without it. Like I don't even remember the key instance. I just remember it as a crit. But like, you know what I mean, right? So
because I swear I remember the D-Knight just getting faked out, and I'm like, bro, if this guy just had like Inner Focus, he just won like on the spot with E-Speed.
Sure, bro, but you also don't know you don't know what he had to play against to get to that point in the tournament, right? Like you don't know when multi-scale came up or didn't come up, right? It's impossible for us to sit here and say like, oh, it should have been Inner Focus for that one set in finals when there's an entire tournament that he played. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what, OHKO fans, tell us if you're team Inner Focus or team multi-skill. How about that?
Bro's losing the argument and he turns it over to the fans.
Team Joe or Team Marcus?
I better be saying hashtag Team
Inner Focus here, man.
Team Marcus. Hashtag Team Marcus.
Hashtag Team Inner Focus.
Damn, Justin's being really nice today.
The M is for Marcus and multi-scale. You see?
Yo! Yes!
Yeah, it's tough.
All right. About non-Dragonite, we get to see a little... moving on from Dragonite, guys. We get to see, a little Iron Crown, third the Iron Crown and the Regidrago, a lot more than P2s. Like, anything else about this top cut that inspires you guys? Or is it just the Dondozo D-Knight debate?
With Drago, I think like if you want to use Regidrago, just know you're gonna peak in top 4. That's all I'll say. There's me.
Yeah, I don't think
multi-scale Dragonite.
I don't think Drago's a winning mon.
Multi-scale Dragonite's actually better than the Regidrago if you think about it.
Yeah.
Just wanted to bring that up.
Wait, how many Karis lost in top 4? I lost in top 4.
Regidrago is a pretty chronically top 4 Pokemon.
I just think the problem with Drago is like the it's an inherently very mind gamey Pokemon, right? So like I think like especially with all the Terra Fairies in the format and everything. So like theoretically at some point you're gonna get something wrong unless like you're just having the God run. And so far every Regidrago's player's wall has just been like top 4 where they just like lose,
And all of them have a loss to Raging Bolt balance in top 4. I'm thinking about it now. I'm thinking about Orlando, Toronto, and now Birmingham. We all have lost to Fairy Bolts.
Yep.
Much to consider.
Can't beat the classics. Can't beat the classics.
Can't beat the classics.
Yeah.
I mean...
Go ahead, Sarah.
No, go ahead. I was going to go on to Merida, so if you have something about Iron Crown, go.
I like Iron Crown and DD is just one of the archetypes that you should be prepared for. Like, there's a few diehards behind it. That's kind of it. Like, it's going to do well. Make sure you prep for it.
One thing I'll say about it, though, is with all the P2 Ursa coming up, I've talked to a lot of P2 Ursa players, and Crown is, like, not a good matchup for them. So, like, I think that...
Yeah.
I could see Crown, like, if you're using Crown and you're pulling, like, not Rillaboom Bolt, and you're pulling mostly P2 Ursa, you're going to be having a fun time at EUIC.
I mean, you can, like, there's definitely ways that can be developed as well. Iron Crown and DD is definitely one of the archetypes that is, like, always felt a little underdeveloped in this metagame, and like whether that just be because it hasn't won anything major yet, if I'm recalling correctly.
No majors.
So it's one of those archetypes that I would be on the lookout for. Like if somebody cracks the code, I could see it doing as well as it did here in Birmingham, or just like it could win the tournament. It's got potential for sure.
All I gotta say about Iron Crown is like he low-key looks really tough. Like the way he just stands up
So
and like stares at you, he just looks really tough.
Yeah, we're talking about GC opinions, right?
Yeah, it's the real expertise. I mean, Iron Crown could have maybe had a fun time at Merida if it really showed up, because you want to talk about it being good into an Ursa P2, and there's a lot of Ursa and Ursa P2 over here, guys, including the win coming up from Max Morales.
It's really funny because most of the time when you and I don't necessarily agree with this, but a lot of people would disrespect a lot of the LATAM events, being like, oh yeah, like the meta development is like way different, like it won't actually impact like a lot of NAEU stuff. But I would say actually like the meta actually probably more accurately reflected like where things were going than like the balance win in Birmingham in some ways, because like the P2 Ursa stuff like right after Merida just completely took over. I mean, like it is everywhere, and like I think they were just like a lot of players on this were just like one step ahead on just using the really like broken combo of Mons. But yeah,
I mean the other thing is like it was the same weekend as Birmingham, right? So it's like in some sense I would say that in this metagame the Europeans are actually the ones who, like, not behind the curve, but their metagame is going to look a little more, like, a little different than the rest of the metagame, right? Because they're so focused on using balance-oriented teams that you're going to see their top cut, and it's going to look completely different than a North American top cut, than a Latin American top cut, and that's very, very well illustrated here, I think.
I mean, then the question is, if you're saying, like, okay, maybe Europe's behind, or like Europe's top cut is more reflective of what they're going to be bringing, which is the more balanced seed, and then we're talking about an EUIC that's coming up, where does that kind of collide? Because if Merida is a little bit more accurate representation of where our meta is headed, but EU always has its own little like distinct style, like what are we kind of thinking that lines up?
Well, I think like if you think about EUIC though, and this is something I kind of realized about NASC and even Worlds after playing a few of them, like the game is so big nowadays that like ICs aren't really true reflections of only one region, because it's a lot more of like it just depends on who you play. You know what I mean? Because like there's so many players from so many different regions that like you could pull like 3 of the top Japanese players using like something random like Articuno, Ninetales, Snow with like Ogre Pawn and Rillaboom, like King Gambit. Like what am I playing versus? You know what I mean? Or like you could pull like someone who like traveled all the way from Asia playing like a completely different team than you might expect, right? Or someone who traveled all the way from South America using like a really weird team. Or maybe you play like 3 P2 Ursas in a row because you just had all the players that bring it, right? Like your schedule at ICs, you have to realize basically like nothing is guaranteed and you could basically play anything, I feel like. So all the like quote unquote like accurate where the meta is heading, I think it's always a little bit more regional specific. Like you can still look at things that are good and like recognize that they'll be at the tournament, but I definitely think that it's so like varied on what you could pull. Like there are people I talk to who are like at like Worlds, for example, they're like, oh, I pulled Kali Shadow Zama for like 7 rounds in a row, and I'm like, bro, I wish I pulled that. I pulled like Wheezing Bundle, like Koraidon, and then like Hard Trick Room twice. Like, you know what I mean? Like your runs could just look so different depending on who you pull. So I think that's part of it too. You know?
Yeah, I was gonna say like ICs are so big. Like I remember Patrick Connors when he won, he didn't pull any CSR Zama. And that was like the archetype. Yeah, which is kind of crazy if you think about it, right? Yeah. So it's like I don't know, and like as a format as vast as Reg F, I feel like you can be facing any single team. I remember I was talking to Francesco Di Piero. He was playing like a Limits tour, and he named every round he played something different. He played like Rain, he played Sun, he played P2 Ursa, he played Bullet Balance. It's like this format's so vast that you can just hit like one of everything or just one of a few different things as well, and it came from any different region. And this is gonna be the biggest tournament we have so far, right? So it's gonna be like there's gonna be a lot going on. I feel like like tournaments in general always come down to schedule, so it's really hard to kind of guess like what the meta will fully be, because these tournaments are so big, even though we know like what it is, but for EUIC in particular,
right? Like it's just no matter what we do, it's just gonna be like we could look at the Merida regional standings, we could look at the Birmingham regional standings, but it's just going to be a pocket of like what each of those regions are actually representing, and all of that just comes to a convergence at internationals. Like Joe was saying, like there is no way to accurately predict what you're going to play against. So for this kind of tournament, you just want to have a team that's as good as it can be into a broad spread of matchups, rather than, I would say, indexing on like certain matchups that you're super worried about.
Yeah, like trying to hard counterbalance, and then you pull only one balance.
Exactly. Like that's a realistic thing that can happen, though, right? Like,
I actually think this is the kind of tournament where you could low key disrespect a really common archetype and be like, "Yeah, I just won't hit it," and like you actually might not hit it.
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying you should do that, but like you could do that. You know what
Joe,
I mean?
which common archetype are you disrespecting this tournament?
None.
I want to hear.
My team's good in everything, actually. 100-0 matchups, bro.
I don't know, man. I don't know, Joe.
100-0 matchups, bro.
How are we feeling about Gouging Fire, guys? Because that, I think, is, besides the P2 Ursa thing, the thing that kind of stands out to me most about this top cut, because we have not one, but two different Gouging Fires, and one on a really, like, we got everything on this team. We have the Ting Lu, we have a solo Dozo, we got this Corviknight.
Oh,
like,
are you able to open up the teams, or does it like mess up the screen share?
No, I can open up the teams.
Okay,
Which one would you like first?
Open up the second place. I need you to open up the second place team so you can see how funny this is. So you see how there's a Flutter and a Gouging Fire here, right? You might be wondering, like, oh, well, I would assume that the Gouging, or what's it called, the Gouging Fire would have, you know, like booster, and then the Flutter would have specs. But no, this guy still wanted support Flutter, so he was like, nah, I'm still running this. But he's running Citrus support Flutter with Terra Grass, T-Wave, Taunt, Icy Wind. So he just said, I don't even need the booster, bro. My Flutter is just going to support anyways.
Yo, and you can tell Justin has not looked at this cut, by the way, because you are blowing his mind right now.
The Gouging Fire is Snarl. The Gouging Fire is Snarl. It's not even Burning Bulwark. It's Snarl.
Yo, what?
Bro.
Yo.
Hey, Justin, we find a new team to record with, bro? I think this is it, bro.
I think we did. This is tough. Oh my god. Yeah. You know, if the Gouging Fire had Sunny Day, this would be even cooler. Because then you can, like, give the Proto to the Flutter. That would be
genius.
I wonder who did that before.
Dude. I wonder if Justin's going to advertise another idea that he's going to take credit for, but it was actually Shilhang Tang. Ah!
Shilhang Tang? Who? Oh, I'm just kidding. No, this is actually insane. No, I saw the Merity result, but I never actually clicked on the second place team because, like, I just saw the P2 Ursa. I'm like, oh, okay, this is what I thought, I guess. And then now, this is like insane's work. I actually don't know. Like, I guess you can set the gold. That's cool. And then you have a Lando. You've good Pokemon, and then there's just a Gouging Fire with no Protect and a Fluttermane with Citrus Berry, just cause. So.
I mean, why do you need Protect on your Pokemon if they're going to be paralyzed every turn, right?
Yeah, because that is the Protect, right?
Exactly.
Yes, you're right. You're so true. And Citrus is nice. Wait, Citrus is low-key genius because you don't have to Terra Flutter to live Surging, right? That's actually insane.
And we've expanded his mind.
Yeah, no. Citrus actually, like, because, like, yeah, now you have an actual item that makes you beat Urshifu. Well, I don't need Terra, and you don't need booster, so, like, you can live Choice Scarf Surging, you live any Surging.
We're watching.
I can't wait for us to see the EVs, and it's just timid 252 special attack Flutter. It just dies the Surging anyways.
No, there's no way. There's a reason why. That's gotta be the only reason why you run Citrus, right? Like,
dude, that thing is dying to Terra Water Surging if it doesn't Terra. That's why it has Terra Grass in the first place. That's what you gotta understand.
Nah. Yeah, I'm gonna grab a water. I'll be right back.
Oh, thanks, Jay.
Yeah.
He's just gone. He just leaves. Thanks, Joe. I appreciate you being ready from the get-go.
Good job, Joe.
Oh my god. All right. Well, we'll get started on the final special championship that happened over the weekend. While we wait.
Auckland. Yes, this is crazy. Zapdos.
Yeah, we got Siglarian and Zapdos. Important question, because we had this conversation on the podcast before. Do you guys call it Gapdos? Do you call it? Someone was saying G-Zap. Like
Gapdos. It's Gapdos.
It's Gapdos. Yeah.
G-Zap?
This one guy keeps commenting on my YouTube channel about, like, Gapdos. He's a big fan. It's like Gapdos fan. So
it is
Gapdos is cool.
It is Gapdos.
Well, you click on the paste. This one's like not like the set you expect it is.
No, it's
like
cool.
the Gapdos. No, it's seed. It's seed.
Yeah, it's acrobatics, bro.
Yeah, it's
like,
acrobatics.
It's like wild.
Yeah, usually you see
Yo.
like cloak or scarf, but like this is it's like coaching too. You have like citrus berry tinglu. It's a really funny team. I coached a guy who brought my Toronto team. He cut actually, and he faced UF actually. He said that UF built this team to basically counter teams like ours because like you can't break the Fairy Tinglu plus the like it's like Terror Blast too. So you mess up the Drago, and then like Tinglu in general is just really obnoxious for some teams, especially if you have like 4 special attackers, right? So
This team is
Yeah.
so slow.
it is very slow. I actually wonder how it plays around Fluttermane.
Yeah.
There's not a single fairy on this team. But
Wait,
like,
yeah.
I wonder if you faced it any Fluttermanes, but like it's a cool concept. I think Zapdos is a really cool Pokemon. Like, it's really cool to see it to like pop up more like on the Gouging Fire teams. And now, I mean, this is just like probably the most unique team before. Like, when was the last time you seen Grassy Seed on the Pokemon, right?
Probably
And,
my last local.
Maybe like Reg H with Sneasler, right? Just like a pseudo Sneasler here, don't burden, but it's cool set.
Yo, we got
Yeah,
like Swords Dance in the background, bro. Did y'all hear that? Someone was like
Heard
singing
that,
a
yeah.
Swords Dance. That's fire.
Goodness. I mean, you're saying how it fared into Flutter. Didn't really get to see the most. Like, there's
Just
3
one.
Flutter
Or no, 3
in-
first.
Counting hard, Justin. It's
Top Cut. There's 3 in Top Cut, and then like 1 for the rest of the event. Like, there was just not much Flutter. So
Fun fact: they just listed half the players that were at the event. In that entire website.
Oh yeah, it was. This event was like it capped at like 40, right? It was
It's
very
like
small.
43
people.
Masters. Yeah.
43?
Yes.
43?
Yeah.
Yo.
It's kind of insane, like how they capped so. Like, I mean, it's just like a big local. Because it capped
Yo,
so-
they were playing in MSS for like
Hey.
regional points. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
That's what I'm saying. And an invite.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I've actually had
Yeah.
locals that were bigger than that. Like, genuinely, that's
Yeah.
not me trolling.
I mean, yeah, you also live in a region where you can travel to events easier as opposed to having
That
to
is true,
travel
that's
how
true.
long for any Australian to try and make it to another championship point event?
Oh my.
Like,
No, yeah.
like,
Kieran,
come
I
on.
roomed with Kieran for Vegas and Brazil, and he was telling me the travel he had to get here. And it took him like 22 hours in total to make it to Vegas.
Crazy.
So like,
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for like the commitment that a lot of the Australians have to do to go
Yeah.
to events, out especially out of region, and I can only imagine how difficult it is because like they only have so many regionals in their
And
region
like if
right
they're
now,
like
right? So
they only get a few regionals, events are getting capped. If they're trying to go
Yeah.
overseas to play at other events, actually get into an event, then
and
they
the
have
world
to travel
bar is a lot harder
22.
for them too because it's like
Yeah.
we have how many we have like what 80 for people, and then they have like 20 something. It's not many invites,
Yeah.
so yeah,
No.
it is tough to be a VGC player in Australia.
Yeah.
I mean, especially like they took it, like OCIC's gone, right? So it's just like,
yeah, exactly.
It's
It
like
took
they
away
don't
motion
have
for them,
the.
so it's like
They need
it's
to
like, yeah.
they need to make like an OCIC, but like Loki. This would be dream timeline. Actually, I mean, this is just completely unrelated, I guess, to this. If they like made it so that Japan could get championship points. 'Cause
Yep.
I've talked to all the Japanese players, and they're like, we would love to do championship points as our system instead of like what we do. You make a championship point system. You combine Japan and Australia
Yep.
again as one region for points, right? And then you just have JPIC. So once a year, we all have an excuse to go to Japan for an international. That'd be awesome.
Oh yes, I like this
Oh, yeah.
idea.
That's actually kind of cool. I do, and like all the Japanese like they be low-key going to Australian events now anyways.
Exactly.
Like Ubislow won the last Australian regional Reg H, right? So yeah, like they be pulling up anyways, you know. So might as well combine them together.
I think
Yep,
another
exactly.
thing to be considered is that like maybe special events shouldn't have the same CP point payouts as regionals. Like maybe you like
it's fine.
slightly nerf them. Like
No. Because the thing is like special events are pretty stacked in like Europe because they have special events towards the end of the
I
year
guess,
because some
yeah.
countries can't host like regionals for like because of the prize payout or whatever. So like Spain and Italy have like super stacked special events. So that'd be
That's
kind of lame
true.
to like nerf that basically, you know.
Yeah. Plus,
No,
like,
bigger
it's
boxes
the
anyways.
reason for players in this region to actually get like proper points and stuff too, right? Like,
Yeah.
Well, I just
Gotta
want,
keep that
I
in
wouldn't
mind.
want some random like North American player finally realizing, like, oh, there was 43 people at this last Australian event. I'm a little behind on my invite. Let me just go and, like, get...
Dude, if
like,
they want to pay 1K on
They want to pay like
to go to Australia.
$1,600.
Yeah,
Like
they pay for an invite, and good for them. They can go for it if they want. If you have the money,
if you pay that much money, you deserve it. Like actually,
that's 22 hours to get there, and like.
And
Exactly.
if you bomb after paying that money, like you're actually just gonna be depressed, bro. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, if someone's gonna do that, so be it. I'm not gonna encourage them, but if you want to do it and get your invite off that, sure. But like, if you don't get it off it, then why did you do it?
That's also like no different than like event spamming. Like, there's going to be people with like full-time jobs or like don't have the same money as others that can't go to all 3 ICs, so they're going to be behind for championship points, or they can't go and like max out their regionals like others, right? Like, realistically, there's always going to be a discrepancy in terms of like how people can qualify for worlds. Not everyone has the same resources, so like. I wouldn't want to like nerf special events and then just be like, oh, but like Americans that can go to every single regional is like, that's completely okay when they get so few events. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, great.
So yeah, but yeah, congratulations, we got the Gapdos win there. But
First one
other
ever.
yeah, Gapdos is popping off. But
Probably the only one ever, actually.
More than likely.
the other thing that we got here, this one was happening the same time as Toronto, I believe. But we have our Victory Road events as well, which this one is always interesting because this is actually where you get people from around the world all being able to compete. So you actually do see a little bit of everything. Okay, we get a Excalibur Iron Hands. Like, this is awesome. We get another Gouging Fire. We get some Cold Whims. Like, this is the first one. This is early on.
That's a more standard Gouging Fire team. That's what I'd be expecting to see instead of Snarl if I was...
I will say, like, one thing here is that, like, which I think is worth noticing, is, like, look at the people who are ahead of the curve playing the P2 Torn Ursa stuff, right? It's, like, Japanese players, basically. So every time you wonder where, like, the next meta takeover team came from, just remember Japan probably thought of it first, pretty much. So
yeah, you need another video.
Yeah,
on
another
it.
P2 Ursa.
Japan
Yeah,
solved.
it's gotta complete the trilogy.
Japan
right?
solved
It's on-
Regulation F the final time.
Yeah.
YouTube.com/JoeUX9.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Japan solved it again and
Again.
again. He's got clip
Third time's the charm. Third time's the charm. Their third solution is gonna win worlds, bro.
Japan for real solved Bragaf.
I mean,
For real this time,
looking
though.
at
For real.
VR2, like, I believe it, you know?
Bears.
Like,
Bears.
this is the most recent one. This just happened this past weekend. But yeah, there's Shohei. There's a P2 Ursa.
Shohei
Fede,
Loki brings like
P2
whatever
Ursa.
to these though. Like, look at he played both of these tournaments. Look at his team from the last week, and then look at his team from this one, right? Or the 2 weeks ago, whatever.
He cut Birmingham with Shuka Raging Bolt.
Yeah, like he just does whatever he wants, and like he's just good.
Yeah, you can give Shohei any team, and he will usually cut or
He's
do
just
well. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I remember like Joe mentioning earlier that there was a lot of hype with the Hisuian Arcanine stuff because they won the previous VR before Toronto, and they kind of flopped. I think P2 Ursa is definitely a stronger archetype than the Arcanine stuff, but I really hope that this dominance, even though like obviously it's a very strong archetype, I really hope that it's kind of like we won't see that much at London. I hope, but like, I don't know. I feel like it is just like that stronger. It's a lot. I think there's levels from a Hisuian Arcanine team and then a Ursaluna, because Ursaluna is like fundamentally a better Pokemon. But I hope that this slows in a bit because I feel that
somebody's team doesn't match up well into it. Is all I'm saying.
Well, no, I just think the Bears obnoxious. I hate going do whatever you that Bears messed up, man. It's not okay. It has fun in Reg H, but now here is back again, Reg F.
This guy said it's not okay.
It's not okay. The Bears are not
Joe,
okay.
you can't talk. Joe's terrified of Bears, guys. Joe's terrified of Bears.
But
You
real
can't
life
talk.
Bears, not Ursaluna, but real life.
Oh, you're
bears.
scared? Are you scared of grizzly bears?
Yeah.
What like pandas or polar bears?
Polar bears are the scariest ones, bro. They're low key the most violent.
You don't like Geo?
Okay, man.
Wow. Joe really just said that he hates our world champ. That's crazy.
It was actually really funny. That reminds me of like a random story. Like we're in the voice chat, and Gio's like, "Yeah, normally all the stuff Joe says, I just don't agree with at all." Like out of no, it was like so random. He was like, "But I agree with him on this one," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" Like I was like, "What do you mean?" You know?
Damn. Sounds like you don't like Dion, man. I don't know. Based on that.
I like that he had to clarify that he never agrees with you. Honestly, like,
Yeah.
best
Well,
part. Best part. All right. Anything else here? We got an Orthworm. We got to see it. Orthworm
Oh.
try its best at Toronto.
I
Orthworm's
actually
still here.
have something to say about Orthworm.
Oh.
I actually think that team is low-key a threat for the P2 Ursa guys, bro. I'm telling you right now, no one's thinking about their Orthworm matchup. And you're gonna play EUIC, you're gonna be like, I have P2 Ursa. P2 Ursa is the call. I cannot be beaten. And you're gonna hit this worm and your life will be ruined.
Yeah. This
they literally can't touch it. But
And Sinatra as well. And
Yeah.
Sinatra and Orthworm.
yeah,
this team Loki kinda pretty heavily farms those teams, huh?
But if you just match up it like all the way through EUIC, we can see an Orthworm taking down our second IC.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay,
First
well, hold on. Let's not go that crazy.
Yeah,
First
I mean, like,
Flamigo, second Orthworm.
like, okay, the
That'd be
problem.
a fire distribution.
Well, they didn't even guess the Flamingo for the distribution. So,
That's
like,
true.
why would
Yeah.
we
That
say
is
it?
that is
Yeah.
true. That is true.
But anyways, I like this is a team where it's like it does kind of farm the P2 Ursa stuff, but also you have to look at this kind of team and you have to think, what does this do against like the standard stuff right now? Like it feels like a lot of these standard teams are just kind of gonna, champow their way through this kind of stuff. They're gonna set up a few calm eyes with their Raging Bolt and position their pieces properly, and then the Orthworm's just sitting in the corner watching. Like there's like I don't know what this team does into like some of the more standard balance.
I think Chenpao Urshifu Loki kind of like goes
yeah,
crazy
exactly.
on this. I mean, you try Water Cindy, but that means you have to lead it, and then I think even with the P2 Ursa stuff, like actually like. What did this team lose to in cut? So they usually post a bracket. Like, cause like there was a lot of P2 Ursa. I actually wondering if they actually faced it and did they end up beating it or not.
Ended up losing to Heatran.
I mean that makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess well, I don't know. I mean, I guess it was Orlando, but they don't bring the
I'm
Landons
more
to it.
I'm more concerned about like like you could bring Orthworm for the sole purpose of beating the Landers. But like are you
it
really
just beats Lando.
Are you really
It
gonna
does
do
well
that?
Orlando.
Like
you all Orlando, you are. So
yeah, but if you bring
Wait.
Orthworm,
Why does this Mon low-key sound
oh
fire?
my god.
I think we should all bring Earthworm. Like we're like it cut VR, so it has to be good.
Flurm. I love my
So
Flurm.
okay, guys, we're giving Sierra her thumbnail for this video. It's an Orthworm thumbnail.
It's just like the big like happy face Orthworm, and it's like these
Meta
three
threat.
players.
Can you have like a
this is
little
the
like
meta
pair of
threat.
sunglasses? Can you have a little pair of sunglasses
Also,
on
like
this?
Dragonite has to be in the thumbnail too. We spent like a whole 20 minutes talking about Dragonite.
That's true.
Unfortunately, I don't think Dragonite is as like clickbaitable as Orthworm.
Oh.
Saying like these three players that share 5 regional titles between the three of them
Marcus, see-
are really contributing here. Say that Orthworm is the meta threat, like
These two regional champions and Marcus talking about.
Yeah.
That's what he basically just said. Marcus, you just gotta take that.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah,
you
guys,
did.
don't forget like what was it like 32 shared medals between us, but Marcus is just here for the fun, bro. It's for the fun of it, bro.
Yeah, that's insane. That is actually.
No. I have a big 2 medals. I have a big 2 medals. That's contributing to the final count.
Wait,
That's
were
true.
they from Mexico?
One of them.
Yeah, one Mexico, and then he had Sacramento.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
all right, good job. You're contributing, Marcus. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Don't
2 medals.
worry.
2 medals. Yep. That's more than Geo. It's more than Geo.
That's actually
saying.
true.
Does you have no medals?
That's true.
No regional
No
medals.
medals.
He's always lost in top 8.
Damn, bro, but this guy's the world champion trophy.
Getting
so,
a world
yeah.
trophy before any medals is actually just wild. Like
Pretty
honestly,
crazy.
real
I'm not
talk.
gonna say regional medal for world trophy. That's
I'll
it's cool.
Dude, you got plenty of
I'll
those.
trade
You
you
don't
even
gotta
2 medals. Like
Dude,
Yeah.
That
the
works.
bronze medals are just like racking Justin's wall right now. Like he's got so many of those.
I should have got 2 of them. I only got bronze.
The point was you don't make it past
week.
top 4, man. Come on.
Oh.
I think that's a little bit more. Never mind.
No, Justin,
Never mind.
Justin, I believe you get past top 4.
Thanks, man.
I mean, he has the most regional titles out of the 3 of you.
He
He
says he
has
says that,
certainly
like-
made it past top 4 a couple of times.
I don't know. I don't think I ever. San Antonio didn't count. Fort Wayne didn't count. Knoxville didn't count.
All
right?
I'm saying is Justin doesn't
I
have
never
that
saw
silver
those.
medal.
I only saw the top fours. Actually.
Dude, Justin doesn't have that
Yeah.
silver medal like Joe and I do.
Yeah.
That's
Well, I
true.
know the
I
silver
don't have
medal very well.
Yeah,
I
you
have
do.
five out of 7 of those, so it's all
Wow.
good.
That's a good
Yeah.
stat, Joe.
Yeah.
That's tragic.
Yeah, but five out of 7 second
Can somebody
place.
bring up the video of Justin wiping his tears with the
medals,
3
yeah.
gold medals?
I have my medals on me. That's my. I'm good.
Oh my gosh. All right. Medals aside, trophies on the line for EUIC. The biggest meta threat you guys have discussed right now has been Orthorum. What do you guys and I guess P2 Ursa, but Orthorum. Like, what else do we think going into EUIC? Like, is it going to be much more the same? This is the turning point if we are going to see something kind of break the regulation. Like, it would be now, but like, do we even think that there is anything to break Reg F at this point?
Mm-hmm. I do. I think there's a ton of variety. I think there's a bunch of stuff you could see do really well. Now, I think there's a limited pool of teams that I think could actually win. But like, I think if we're talking like what I think would be in Top Cut, like I think Adoza will be in Top Cut for sure. Last regulation F Adoza was in Top Cut as well. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure it was. Yes,
It was
yes,
King
because
Dozo. It was not too.
is that the one that James Evans got top 8? Because I remember the one where James Evans got top 8. There was also Adoza in top 8.
That was not Reg F though. That was when Paul won. That was Reg C.
Oh, okay.
It was
Maybe I'm
King Dozo
misremembering.
last.
It was King Dozo.
It was King
Oh,
Dozo.
Ting
There was no
Dozo,
Dozo
right,
here.
yeah,
Yeah.
Ting Dozo. Okay, yeah. But anyways, there. I think there will be a Dundoza Tatsugiri in top 8 specifically. That's my opinion. And I think there will be for sure a P2 Ursa, probably 2 if I had to guess. I think there will for sure be 1 or 2 Raging Bolt balances in cut, and I think that the rest will be miscellaneous. I think the rest could be kind of anything. I think
I
there'll
thought
be
you
at
were
least
going
one
to say
crown.
something like spicy.
I think it'll be like
the
one
way you
crown.
said that, and
There's
I
gonna
was like,
be a crown. There's gonna be a roaring moon. There might be a Regidrago. That kind of stuff. It could be like mixtures of those teams blended together. But I think like kind of akin to what Joe's saying, like this metagame has gotten to the point where there's definitely development that we can see, but it's within existing archetypes. I don't think that we're going to see anything that's groundbreaking and revolutionary from an outside looking in perspective. Nothing is going to surprise us. We're not going to see Justin's favorite Pokemon Swampert suddenly break into the metagame here, but there will be critical evolution of existing archetypes happening specifically at this tournament. I think that this is probably the last we actually see of that, because people are going to be really uninvested. I think that a lot of people are going to start being really uninvested after this tournament.
I don't agree with that. I think the majority of players who are still playing F will be invested because there's some people. Because I think the one thing that's interesting with these like podcasts, I think never gets reflected is like in our perspective, right? We go to like almost everything, right? So you get to be selective about what events like matter to you, but there are people who like won't go to EUIC who like really care about like Seattle and like Houston, right? So like I think we will still see development for sure. I think,
this is definitely
that aside.
This is definitely the most development that we will see.
Yes, you will see everyone bring out the best text, or like the best text or the best changes that they have for this tournament. 100%.
I feel like the people who are just not invested anymore are also just skipping out on Seattle and Houston. Like I feel like a lot of people are just not going to Seattle, right?
Yeah. I'm going to Seattle. I don't know.
Seattle or Houston is full. One of them is full. The other's not.
I think Seattle's full right now.
I think Seattle's full. Houston is.
I mean, West Coast doesn't get very many events.
That's the biggest thing.
I don't think many people are traveling.
Well, especially with Vancouver gone this year, right?
Yeah, for Vancouver.
Going back to like the Reg F like meta, I think that like this format's sort of weird because like you will have like an off case of like Dondoza popping off maybe Rory Moon or Okidogi or Grimmsnarl, but for the most part it's built around the top 12 Pokemon. Right, it's like mixed match, like Marcus said. So like you see variations of Raging Bolt. Like we saw Birmingham, Icy Wind Pow, and Lando. Paul had Okarpon and Fluttermane, but you're still building around Incin, Rilla, Urshifu, Raging Bolt, and your 2 fuck slot of choice, and also movesets of choice. So like this format has like a lot of room for like innovation in those particular archetypes, but they're all sort of the same archetype kind of popping off, at least for those kind of things. And even variations of P2 Ursa. Like we saw Merida, you always see Incin Ursa P2, right? But Max had Orcapon Wellspring and Goldengo, right? But you're still building around a very similar archetype with like other mons. Maybe some are niche, some are not, but everything kind of looks the same, but also very different, right? and I think that's what's going to make it hard to like determine on what's going to dominate. Sorry, the top cut in Reg F, because there's so much like the format's too vast. It's very vast, but it's also very centralized. It's very weird. There's not really a format I can really name like Reg F because of that, because it's just like there's so many things going on at once.
It's very vast and very centralized. Thank you for your words of
weird,
wisdom,
right?
Justin.
Like,
Thank you.
No, but it's true though, right? Like, you know what I mean? It's like there's so many like archetypes, but it's also like they all look the same. You know what I mean? It's weird.
Like the meta is very much shaped around the top 12. I would agree for sure. Like, I mean,
exactly.
you're gonna even teams that have unique picks are gonna still have like 4 out of 6 minimum of like the top 12 for sure.
Exactly. That's what I meant.
So then, with EUIC and the meta shaping up how it is, and even just in general, how are you three feeling about EUIC? Because as of right now, like that's like what, a week away. Like that's sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
I'm at the stage where
you got a team?
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, I don't really like have a team. Like I've been playing, but I honestly have not been practicing as much since Toronto. I think most of my games have been coming off from like coaching and mostly coaching, and sometimes I'm testing with a friend, but I'm like, I don't know how I feel about this, and I'm thinking like if I can't find a concept by district that I like, I might just be running it back. Like last UIC,
Justin
after
is
San
in the
Antonio,
bargaining stage of grief.
I am. I'm kind of figuring out like what I can do. Like last UAC, after I won San Antonio, because like, it was like San Antonio straight to UAC after, and I legit just ran back the same 6. It was like I literally can't find anything else, so I might just run it back like I did last year, and we'll see if I can get another day 2. I did day 2 that. Obviously, I didn't cut, but I mean at this point, I'm kind of hoping for just anything. You know, I just want to have fun. Ideally, can cut UAC is the one I see. I haven't cut yet, but I don't really have any crazy high standards because this format's kind of weird. I don't know. I feel like depends on my schedule. There's just so much going on. So if I run it back, hopefully it goes well, and hopefully I can find something that works. If it's not that,
I mean, you've cut every event this season so far.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It eventually ends though. No one keeps like Marco, for example, had a really good. He's still really consistent, but like not everyone. Like even Joey, like you know, if you keep playing, you're adding more like I say like variance to it in a way.
It always ends eventually. It always ends
exactly.
eventually.
Yeah, like
it doesn't matter.
if I cut again, that's cool, but maybe I won't cut the next, right? Or maybe this is the one where I just flat out like not day 2 as well, right? So like even though it's like it's weird saying that because it's like I maybe I should be confident because I've cut every event. It doesn't mean I will cut this one. It might not even be a day 2 this one because I think this format is like it's a weird spot. Like I have to be playing well, but I also think that like it depends on my schedule. It depends on my play throughout the day.
This format's hard, man.
It's hard. Yeah, Pokemon is also just hard. Like I'm proud to stay as consistent as I have this season, but you know it's gonna end eventually. Hopefully not. Ideally, I keep it up. That'll be cool.
Wow,
but
that's all
we're
right.
gonna vibe. We're gonna vibe. We're gonna pick a team. Maybe I'll take someone's team. Maybe send me a team, please, and I'll use for UAC. So yeah.
So Marcus, how you guys feeling? EUIC.
Could let Marcus go first if he wants. Or I can go first.
You can go
I don't really
first.
care. Okay, sure. I mean, I'm always in like a weird spot with ICs because I feel like either I like 100% know what I'm doing or like I don't know what I'm doing. This is one of the tournaments where I'm like 100% know what I'm doing, but I think there's like added pressure with that because I have something I feel like is really good and like, but that's like kind of like that's like low-key kind of hard too because sometimes when you just don't know if like, oh, the team could be good, the team could be bad, you know what I mean? Like there's a little bit less pressure, but when you know you have something that's like really good, then there's like a lot of added pressure because you're like, yeah, like if I throw this, like I'm just a bot basically, you know what I mean? And I think like my ICs are pretty volatile. Like I either have like really really good deep runs where I like top 4, top 8, like I do really well. Top 4 is my gate apparently, so hopefully eventually we get past that. But like yeah, this is one of those ICs where I'm actually feeling like pretty good. And I'd say there's been like mixed results when I'm feeling that way. Like sometimes it like works out really well when I'm feeling really good, and sometimes it works out like really bad when I feel that way. So I don't know. I think what I will be running at UIC will be authentically something that Joe UX9 would play at a tournament, and I think that's the most important thing for me at ICs because those are usually when I have my best runs. So
we need to pull up the report for him. Then I remember we were looking at your stats and like your ICs. It's like you can see the drop off and you can see the highs.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We had a site up and you can literally see it's like IC results and you see like top 8, 4-4, like top 4, like
It's
top
insane.
4, like what's
Yeah.
it called, like 6-3, like it's so volatile. But like when I like hit it like big, I hit it big, and then when I just like don't, I just like die in like day 1.
So how did you do at LAIC?
Me and Joe
Oh,
almost
which-
got the same
Oh,
record.
LAC was bad. LAC was bad. But
Same
LAIC,
record!
but I actually learned a lot from LAIC, which I thought was a really good lesson that Justin inadvertently taught me, which was Justin played his team consistently from Vegas to LAIC, and then I switched over to Justin's team for LAIC, and I remember like I was pretty pissed because like I was like my whoops.
Oh, what? All right, an hour in, I have to edit that out. Thanks a lot.
My bad, sorry. But I remember like talking to so many different players, like everything, and being like, they were like, bro, why didn't you bring Sand? Like Sand would have been so good. And then I even reflected on my schedule. I'm like, man, I should have just brought like what I felt like was right. You know what I mean? Because then I wouldn't have had any regrets about like bringing what I wanted to bring, right? Or like what I thought was like a good team. So like after that like tournament, I literally like swore like no matter what I bring to a tournament, it's gonna be like authentically 100% like what I want to use, unless like there is just absolutely like I have no team and it's like a me picking up Riley's team in like regulation like E situation because I think it's the best team in the format, right? Like, and I think kind of following through with that mentality has been positive for me for sure and helping me out a lot. So
The other lesson is that you can't run the same team as me. I feel like
yeah, I can't run.
we
the same
never
team
do
as
for
Justin.
we never do for good reasons, and I feel like
Yeah, it just doesn't work out. Like we always, because the thing is I think me and Justin, like as much as we like play games together and that works out, like we go like Shaq and Kobe, like on like ladder, like what we just want from tournament runs are just so fundamentally different in terms of like what games we're willing to play. Like it's funny because actually, like if you think about it, even our Toronto brings, like he brought Reggie Drago, Golden Go, like I brought King Gambit stuff. Like you're still playing a lot of mind games, but the nature of the mind games are very different, right?
yes,
Like
yeah.
like, and I think like it's kind of interesting to explore that. I guess there's like big differences I think between players, and kind of figuring out what works for you and what doesn't I think is important. But all that to say, I'm feeling good for EUIC. That could bode well, that could bode poorly, but whatever I will do my best, and I'm feeling like solid about the effort I put in, which I think is the important part. So
Deep.
I don't know. I would love to sit here and say I don't care because it's this format, but I do care. I think regardless of how I do, I will be happy with the trip because my girlfriend and I are going. It's Valentine's Day. It's going to be a fun vacation, regardless of how the tournament itself goes. But yeah, I really don't like this format at all. And I think I found something really cool with my Toronto team. I found a unique hole in the meta that I was able to exploit for that tournament, and I still didn't really like convert off of it as well as I would have liked to. But that said, with me not liking this format and being really discontent with what we have to play right now, I think that it was still a good result despite all of that. And I'm currently working on something that I think has potential to do well at the tournament, and hopefully that will end up doing so. But at the end of the day, it's another IC. I've gone X3 every single EUIC that I have played. Every single one. So would love to, at the very least, break past that ceiling there. It's really low bar. But, we'll see. But I'm excited for the tournament regardless. It's going to be cool. It's always fun to see like the friends that you don't always get to see in person at these tournaments, right? Because there's a lot of people who you get to see at the North American events that you just get to see like maybe 3 or 4 times a year when we're at the international tournaments like the ICs and Worlds, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's my favorite part of ICs too, or in Worlds, just seeing all the overseas players that you only see like basically 3, maybe 4 times a year, or even less than that. If you're not doing all the ICs,
Yeah.
right? So it's very rare. Like at regional, I'm always seeing the same people. That's cool and all, love them. But like, it's nice seeing people you barely see. So
it's okay, Justin. We always end up hanging out till like 7 a.m. anyways.
I
Passing
already know
out.
UAC. I'm gonna be once to your bed. We're gonna come back at 7 a.m. again.
Yep.
And you're gonna let me right? I
Yeah.
can sit in bed again, right?
Oh,
yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah.
The corny repeat.
Oh,
Yeah.
this guy. All right, Marcus, you reminded me because you said you always go 5-3, and I was gonna be like, oh, hopefully you get like your first EUIC day 2. But we changed from days to phases. And EUIC, they actually made an announcement that they're going to do some of phase 2 starting on day 1.
Wait,
I already
actually?
feel like,
Yes.
yeah. I feel
Oh,
like I can
damn.
tell Marcus's reaction based on, if you're an audio only listener, him banging his head against the desk. Not a fan.
I think
No.
it's very bad.
Because EU's been doing it for some of
They
their
have.
regionals, like this
All
season.
of their regionals.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of it either. I think the fatigue hits at a certain point. Like I think when I'm done with 8 rounds, like I've gotten used to it. At a point, like obviously we've played with more rounds in the past, right? Like you had to be 7-2 at least to day 2 in previous years. But having to play like let's say I don't know, like a round after that, so like you can end 8-2 or whatever. But you'd rather not play those extra rounds. I feel like you'd rather just wait till.
So there's a mental separation between day 1, or sorry, phase 1 and phase 2, and I think from my experiences, you guys can agree or disagree on this aspect. But I think from my personal experience, having that reset between day 1 and day 2 is the most helpful thing to get me back on my feet, able to play day 2. It's not just about the stamina. Stamina's a portion of it, where it's like, yeah, you're obviously exhausted after playing 8 rounds of Pokemon, but we've done that before. We played 10 rounds of Orlando in 2023, right? And then we danced on to Top Cut after that. That was an exhausting turn. But there's like, it's not just the stamina aspect. It's the aspect of once you're done with phase 1, there's kind of like a relief where it's like, okay, I made it. Let's focus up for the next day now. But now suddenly these rounds are being advanced to the day that we're still on. So instead of that relief, or maybe even on top of that moment of relief, you're also like, oh, I have to get ready for another round now. So it's just a lot of like kind of mental burden that is added on for what I think is like, I don't see a reason for it. I get the one on paper where it's like for time constraints and that kind of stuff. But even like
That doesn't change Championship Sunday, right?
like
Is the thing.
exactly.
No.
And
yeah.
and the North American regionals have been perfectly fine. They've been ending at a reasonable time. They've streamed all of their top 8 matches. And if you look at Birmingham, they played 1 or 2 extra rounds on day 1, and they still only streamed 2 top 8 matches, right? So it's just like I don't see logic behind it at all. It just seems like
Does that have something
unnecessary
who hosted
tackle.
the venue? Like, does it have something to do like have the host or like how it works? Because like I don't know why it's only EU.
But they're not finishing the tournament any earlier. Is
I
the
think
thing.
Yeah, that's
well,
where
so-
I'm kind of confused with it too, because that would be like if they're staying later normally or whatever, that's one thing. But like BGC ends before TCG anyways.
Yeah.
Like phase 2's not really like day 2, like actual day 2, not phase 2, but day 2 isn't really ending at any significant kind of difference. Like I don't know.
The logic at the regionals makes sense. I think the international makes a bit less sense because the logic at the regionals is like you have Saturday, Sunday. It means less to do on Sunday, so you get out sooner Sunday and you clear out the event venue sooner. But it doesn't really apply to an international.
But they're not
I
even
personally like.
doing that.
I will
See,
say
they were still there so much like done or so much earlier than TCG anyways. Like they can't even
yeah.
clear out.
I mean, I will say like to be honest, like I don't really care if they want me to play an extra round, I'll play an extra round. Like it's not like you can literally just
I think
treat
it's
it as
2
if
rounds.
like what? So what? You play 10 rounds then?
Yes.
I don't care. I'll just play the 10 rounds, man. Whatever.
This guy
you
lives
know?
and breathes Pokemon.
Yeah,
So it's like,
whatever.
you know
Like,
what?
Yo, I'm flying.
Yeah.
Like, listen, I'm flying. I'm like paying for a flight all the way across to go to the UK. Like, I'm there to play Pokemon anyways. Like, yeah, is it going to be a little bit more exhausting? Sure, but like, if you think about it this way too, it's like if you end up with a really good record after day 1, that's like so much less pressure for you on day 2. Like knowing you only need to play like 1 or 2 more matches. You know what I mean?
Or you could end X3 and still make day 2, knowing that you can't progress,
Exactly.
and that's like even
But then you could
worse
just
feeling.
enjoy. But then you could just enjoy your night, because then at that point you know that like you're just playing for placement, and then if you care about your placement, then you sleep early and just get ready, right? Like
Yeah,
I think it's fine.
I guess it's different, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of defeats the purpose. Like, I know it's not called day 2 and it's called phase 2. I feel like, you know, it's still at heart to me.
I agree.
is
I
day
do
1
agree
to day
that it should be
2.
different.
So like going into day 2 and X3 starting off doesn't make sense to me, even though it's not called day 2 anymore. I mean, it's a whole different thing now, but I don't know, it feels weird.
There should be a tangible separation between the two phases. And and with this formatting, there isn't.
I think they just need to just stop calling it day 2 and phase 2 and
That's
just
what I'm
say
saying. Like,
you're playing this many rounds. If you get knocked out, you get knocked out at this record. Too bad for you.
Yeah.
And then whatever. Just
that's just semantics, right? Like, there's no.
I mean, it doesn't really, like, in the end, like, we're all gonna sit there and we're gonna play and
we're gonna
we're gonna eat up our Swiss rounds like good little Pokemon fans, so it's fine. You know what I mean?
No, you don't have a choice. It's just kind of funny. Like, I think to me, it's just the questioning of it, like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this? But, like, obviously, you can't argue what's gonna already be done and said and done. I'm just gonna be like, thinking back in my head, I'm like, wow, this is kind of funny. Why is the format like this? But I'm like, whatever.
I'm like low key down anyways to get out earlier on Saturday, because then it means that, like, you can just hang out with your friends more and do stuff. You know what I mean?
But you're forgetting the fact that all of your friends want to stay and watch Cut anyways, Joe. So, like,
no. I'm saying, but cut will start sooner because there are less rounds.
Yeah, Cut will be done sooner.
You'll get out at like an earlier time. In theory, if I go there and we do this and we don't get out at an earlier time, then I'll have an issue with it. But like that'll be an actual problem. But like if we get out earlier, like, okay, sure, whatever. But if we sit there and it is the same exact amount of time, yeah, I think it's dumb.
You know why it's going to be the same exact amount of time is because they're going to take this opportunity to stream more rounds. They're going to stream more content because they have more time to do it because they've cut off rounds from the beginning of the day.
Okay, but if you're gonna make that argument, why are we complaining about getting the stream more? Also, IC rounds, they were all being streamed anyways. It didn't matter when they were being streamed. They were gonna be streamed regardless. Because ICs don't have limits on the rounds that are streamed. They're all streamed from round 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone doesn't watch the Pokemon broadcast. Okay, Marcus, fake Pokemon fan over
fake
here.
Pokemon fan, man.
Fake Pokemon fan. That's crazy.
First he insults Slitherwing.
Both of these guys watch back the VODs of them playing on stream every single time. I've never touched the Pokemon channel.
Yo, I won't say who it is, but someone was telling me it, like, after Toronto, like, they'll play day 1, and then they'll go back and watch the entirety of the broadcast at day 1 before they play day 2.
That's schizophrenic.
That's crazy.
That's actually...
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
After the event is done, I get it, but, like, that night, you know what? Commitment, you know what? Respect. Like, if you enjoy watching back the broadcast, respect. I just was like, wow, like, I get off of a full day of yapping Pokemon and, like, I want to eat food and
Joe's about to
forget about it.
Joe's about to jump in. I can see him.
No. I was just gonna say they're immersed in the experience. I mean, I respect
it. I was just shocked. I was like, the entire broadcast. So, like, yeah. Mind blown.
Kind of crazy. Usually, like, if someone posts timestamps, I'll like look back at it and like if any of those people made day 2 and I'm in day 2, I'll be like, I look over teams to make sure like what I'm missing maybe.
No,
but I'm not gonna rewatch like the whole thing fully. I'm gonna like skip through it, like you know.
I was actually just like, wow, like, okay, like that's awesome. Like, I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
All right, a couple things before we wrap this up. So Joe can get back to Valorant. Tang can go back to not having a team and
or a job.
Yo, bro.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Dude,
that's crazy.
I have total love in my heart, and that's all that matters. That's something you don't have. You see, a job won't give you that.
A job won't give you love in your heart, bro.
Yeah.
That's no truer words have been said. This guy's a scholar, man.
Yeah. Yo, what? Yo, man.
Wow. All right.
Sorry for not
No, it's okay. Okay. What I was saying was, anytime we talk about an IC, always got to put everyone on the spot and talk about who's winning the event. You guys can't say yourself or each other because that's boring. Though, considering the comment that was just made, I don't know if you would be saying each other anyways at this point. So, I want to know your guys' opinion. Like, who is winning EUIC next weekend?
Okay, this is really boring, but every time I predicted someone else to win, I've done really bad. So I'm going to say we're all going to win watching great Pokemon this weekend. That's what's going to happen.
Boring.
That's a huge cop
And you know
out.
what?
Somebody
can
We're
just break
gonna
the
win.
curse.
We're gonna win. We're gonna win.
Oh
We're gonna
my
win even harder when we watch Marco take his 4th IC in a row.
Okay, there it is.
Ooh, okay, there you go. I was gonna say, this happened in Worlds. Last time there was a big VR before, and the second place winner won, and that was Gio. He got second to that VR. So Fede got second at this VR, so that means he's winning this IC.
Ooh.
Genius, right?
Yeah, I like the theory.
We're giving real
Yeah.
good logical reasons here.
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say Shohei.
That was my other option, but I was like, he just won VR, so I was like, I don't know.
It goes for second place. All right.
Yeah.
I get to think on this for one more week because I officially have to answer it for next week. But I might steal the I might steal your answer, Tang. I like the logic.
No,
of
you
that
can't
one.
steal the answer. That's
You gotta
cheap.
credit me. You
The
gotta
listeners,
credit me.
the
I will
listeners,
credit,
the
I will
listeners
credit.
will know. No, but the
That's
listeners
like-
will
No,
know.
I'll give credit. Like that's fine. You know.
Yeah.
Feels
But
like you're
the-
piggybacking off of another man's success. Like there's,
No,
there's
no,
just
All I'm saying
I
is the
approve
plushy
of
bet
it.
is between me and Joe Brown. You know. So if I have to take my answer inspiration from somewhere else, so be it. I think that's fine, right?
fair is fair. Fair is fair.
That's
Nah,
fine.
nah, not fine. I want a
All right,
different
kick Joe
answer.
from the podcast. Get him out of here.
Yeah, Mister. I'm not gonna answer.
Yeah, exactly.
I did answer. I was just
Wait, just
We're
saying, I
all
I was setting
gonna
up.
win.
I was setting up.
Marcus
I was
Workflow.
setting up a long, elaborate thing just to say Marco.
He called you lame and you folded. Don't lie.
Nope.
All right. Last but not least, guys, I appreciate you guys joining in. We have a viewer question of the week. I mentioned about you guys joining, and there was a couple about like different things. I was I think the question we're gonna go for, especially considering like the very different experience levels with when you guys started gaming, was what Pokemon are you hoping in like the next regulation, assumingly champions, are you excited to use for the first time, or that you're hoping are gonna make it back into the game?
Ooh.
Ooh.
Can I answer first?
Yeah.
Mega Gengar, and also I love early format Tyranitar. Without fail, early format Tyranitar is always the sauce in like any new game. So ideally, it stays the same as long as Urshifu isn't immediately added to the game. And third, Mega Excadrill. I love Mega. Actually, screw Mega Gengar. We don't care about Mega Gengar anymore. Mega Excadrill and Tyranitar. That's what we care about. That's going to be
This
a
boy's
great
passionate.
day. Especially
Dang,
when we
okay.
have Mega Excadrill with Sand Rush. I'm calling it right now. Mega Excadrill with Sand Rush. It will not be Sand Force.
Yeah, man.
Whatever you say.
That's awesome, dude. Thank you for your passion. I need to think. Hold on.
That was very passionate. Like,
Yeah,
wow.
that was great.
I know this guy's first champions team, honestly. Like,
Yeah, I've never played with megas in doubles, so I'm trying to think of like who I like. What's
You're
a cool
a Mega
mega?
Mens kind of guy,
or you
bro.
could say like
You're a
Mega
Pokemon
Mens
from
kinda guy.
Scarlet
Mega
and
Mens kinda guy.
Violet
You're a
that
Mega
like
Mens
you've
kinda guy.
enjoyed that you like
Mega
are
Mens-
hoping you're gonna see back. You know,
I would
like Pokemon
just-
from
well,
this regulation. Because
Justin's
we don't
playing
know
like
what's in
Zardwire
champions.
Mega Mens. Justin's playing
I
Zardwire
was
Mega
gonna
Mens.
say
That's
Zardwire,
true.
Yeah.
no. I was gonna Zardwire's kind of cool. I like clicking Heat Wave, but Mega Mens, like when we look at like whenever I use Mens, I've enjoyed it. I use Roy Moon, I use Mens. They're both cool.
That's what I'm saying.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, he's like Big Moon. He's kind of like Moon.
So I have
Um,
two answers. The first one is more so just like I want to know what it does more than anything. It's just like curiosity.
Mega Tatsugiri.
Yeah, that's the one.
I knew it. I knew it. I know you so well.
yeah.
I know you so
Thundozo,
well.
yeah,
I know you so
Thundozo,
well.
big
I just want to know why. I want to know why.
Wait,
I
is
wanna
Mega
know.
Tatsugiri actually a thing? I didn't like.
Yes.
I didn't
Yeah,
it's a
like
thing.
finish
Yeah,
the
it's
DLC.
DLC.
I didn't
Wait,
finish
what?
the DLC.
What?
Mega
I
Commander.
just
It's
kind
gonna-
of like I played
wait,
some
wait.
of it and then I forgot.
Sierra, so do you care about spoilers at this point since we're so far done? Are you ever going to play this? Seriously.
Well, I'm going to.
You're not going to play this. Okay, hey, look, listen,
Yeah,
I have to
you
show
did
you.
not-
I showed Joe Brown live on the podcast this scene, and I have to show you the scene because it's so freaking cool from the game. Okay? Real
Well, no,
quick.
because but if I'm going to enjoy it while playing the game, I don't want you to show me now.
Listen, I've known you for like 6 years at this point. You are not going to play this game. I would bet.
am.
I would bet like my entire life savings and more that you will not
No,
get to this part of
Please
the game.
do. Please do.
This is a
I'll
Pokemon
look you up
podcast.
on that. Do you want to put it in writing?
No, I'm good.
All right.
So as I was saying, I'm
Finish what you're saying. Bro, let the man talk about Megatatsu.
I'm very excited to see what Megatatsu does. That is the first thing. The second thing that I'm more so just excited to play with is Mega Glycopod. Really interests me in the coolest part about Mega Evolutions, in my opinion, is what their ability can be before Mega Evolution, influencing when in the game you actually Mega. And I think that the implications of Glycopod's emergency exit with that kind of mechanic is something that I'm really interested to see if it actually ends up being good.
Yeah, bro, this thing is just definitely just gonna keep emergency exit and be useless. I'm just letting you know right
I
now.
am just so shocked that I have made it this far and I didn't know Tatsugiri had a Mega or Glycopod had a Mega. Honestly,
Did you know?
Don't worry, Sierra. You should see the most broken one from the DLC. Actually,
don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
No, it's so broken though. You have to know about it.
No,
are you ready?
Don't
are
say
you ready?
it. No, don't say it. Don't say it. No, don't say it. Don't say it.
I have to say it.
Don't say it. Joe, don't do it.
Oh man.
There's a certain Mega speed stat that ends in 6-7.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking of, Justin. That's exactly the one I was thinking of.
Certain Mega, though. Certain Mega.
Certain Mega, it could have gotten stats in anything useful, but they just decided to max out its attack and special attack, and, it did nothing anyways.
And then
Awesome. Awesome. Amazing. Well, that was a well-answered question of the week, everyone.
Well...
I did well too.
Yeah.
I also predicted Marcus's answer, and I told Justin what Megas would be like. You
answered for Justin.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, he did his answer for me. I had to think about it. I was like, I don't know, and then I was like, okay, cool, I'll take it.
Before everyone runs off for the night, thanks again for joining. Any final words from anyone before I cut you guys all off?
Look out for me and Justin's pre EUIC ladder episode that we're gonna record because we gotta do a fun one.
Yeah, we got Orthorum.
Yo, I'm actually down, bro. I'm actually down if you want to play Orthorum, bro. that GC Orthorum team, bro. That GC Orthorum team was low key kind of tough, bro.
Yeah, we could do Orthorum or I don't know. I guess that's the only cool one, or Okie Dokie or something.
Snarl Gouging Fire, bro. Snarl Gouging Fire.
Oh, yeah, Snarl Gouging.
You guys are watching brain cells devolve in live time.
Yeah, dude. No,
but what I'll say is, I think EUIC will be a really exciting tournament. I think it's always really cool to obviously see what people's calls are going into the tournament. Expect obviously the people who have been good to probably do good most of the time, and as well too. I would say. I think Cup will be pretty diverse. I think you'll actually see a good variety of strategies. I think you'll see a lot of the stuff that we know is good, but I think there'll be, some teams that are a little bit different or against the grain, you might say.
Yeah, I agree. I'm excited for this tournament, regardless of how I personally do. I think that EUIC is always one of the more interesting tournaments of the year to see how it exactly plays out, because it is the highest stakes tournament of the year aside from Worlds, I would argue. So it's just... I'm really excited to see what everybody decides to bring and what the result ends up being.
Yep, excited for London. Excited to see my friends, and yeah, tournament's cool. We'll see what happens. Ideally, I do well, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, Regaf.
This guy's really well spoken. If you couldn't tell.
Regaf, yippee! All right.
Yeah.
OHKO fam, make sure to be following these three on their channels. Joe and Justin's YouTube as well. You can for Marcus's, but he doesn't post, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. So yeah, just scratch that. But wish them luck at EUIC as well. As for me, I am not going to be going anymore, but I am going to be watch partying instead. If you want to come hang out, Twitch chat, watch with, should be a fun time. If you made it to this point in this episode, be sure to join the Discord if you want to get on the question of the week, the OHKO team we're building, and just being up to date with everything we're doing. But thank you again all for tuning in. We'll see you next week for our next episode of OHKO. Take care.
Bye-bye.